I'm gonna try to stream this on OBS just as practice.
What does that mean?
OBS is like some software, open source software that does video streaming and video recording.
Okay, cool. So, tell me if you're streaming.
I think I'm streaming.
Okay.
Why do you? I mean, this is
Oh,
the
no.
thing. Everything.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was just gonna say I thought the message Wojtek sent was great.
Honestly, I haven't even had a chance to read it. It's so bad. I'm
Oh.
reading it right now.
It's good. I think it's good.
Lorelai and Kai read it, and they were telling me that it was great. So.
Yeah, it's good. And he took the high road, which is great.
Yeah.
So, let me just ping RJ. RJ, I saw, was very busy this morning and last night.
Oh, good.
So a lot of the, he's already addressed a number of the issues that are in the Lumio for this week. Just see if he's kind of... Here we go. Is that RJ?
Yeah.
Hey, RJ. Alright. So, I think it's going to be a slightly smaller group today. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Who's that?
It's Chris. Hey.
Hey, Chris.
Is that Wojtek?
No, it's Chris.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hey.
We'll just wait maybe one more minute in case there's another lingers. I don't know if we're going to hear... I know today's Danny's last day. We may not catch her. But maybe we should start and start by doing so. I guess it's intentions, distractions. That's it. How are you feeling? Maybe starting with Griff.
Yeah, distracted reading Wojtek's message in the Unicorn channel and trying to figure out how OBS works and practicing to see maybe this will be live streamed. Probably not because it's my first attempt at it, so probably won't work and I'll just delete it. But at least a warning that this is potentially being live streamed. And intentions for the meeting? Nah, just to catch up. I missed the last one, unfortunately, so just excited to see the progress of the DApp. The DApp's been working so nicely lately, so thank you so much, RJ. I'll pass it to Chris.
Yeah, I'm just listening in and here to support you guys by being here. And I'm distracted by having a serious cold and not feeling optimal today. Yeah, so I'll just listen in and I give it to RJ, I guess.
Yeah, no distractions. Just, or intentions, I guess. Maybe just check in, see how people are doing. Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, no distractions. Intentions just to keep this meeting short and efficient. And with that, let's dive right in. Just in terms of last week, just a few things on the review. I reminded everybody last week to check their issues, and I think a few issues have moved to complete, but not very many. So I'm going to have to do a second reminder to everybody that has an issue that they posted, so we can get those things into complete. So I might have to do, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably do one-on-one chats just to kind of nudge people so we can get them off the board. Getting on. Then just maybe before we, so the Lumio from this week, I put it into the backlog. Not too many bugs. I see, RJ, also you've been kind of jumping ahead and tackling some of the ones in bugs and putting them into progress. So maybe just an update on last week, RJ, just in terms of some of the things, progress and completed. I noticed you had started to tackle the smart contract updates, which is interesting.
Yeah. So that's mostly what I worked on last week, was that, which is different than maintenance, I guess. Regarding maintenance, yeah, I think I did like an hour or two, just fixed a few small bugs that popped up. But that's all I did in that regards. For the smart contracts, they're pretty much ready to go. So sort of like ready for testing and whatnot. But yeah, I expect sometime next week to kind of wrap that up. The first pass, anyways. We can kind of and see that. Basically, it's you can like, well, yeah. The exact changes are in I think that issue or whatnot. So.
Awesome, dude. Is this you did the most updated Solidity and then also the Argon most updated Solidity?
No, can't do most updated Solidity because that's version 5 and Argon only supports version 4.
Okay.
And so the current standing is liquid pledging, and the campaign plugin is updated to the most recent Argon, and thus the most recent Solidity we can use. Mm-hmm. And then the milestones are built on top of the existing stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then I need to update it, but it's pretty not too bad to change. There's just a few minor changes that need to happen. But I'm mainly focused on the getting it working with the current contract so we can deploy it in the current system. And then I'll wrap up the kind of update parts after that.
Nice. So the smart contracts are pretty well set, and it's just now making the UI fit.
The UI's done as well. There's just a few minor changes. I guess one limitation in the UI that's not in the smart contracts is I'm only allowing the milestones to be, if you want to do to like a different admin, to just basically go to the parent campaign. So not to any campaign, just because that was like way more complex. I figured let's just start with, because then you need to introduce like searching for campaigns and then just a lot more complexity. And so it's like, let's just, I figured the biggest case was going back to like a fundraising milestone for that campaign, probably. So
yeah,
let's start there.
Okay.
But the contracts, you can do whatever admin you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, like regarding the contract side of things, it's pretty much there, but I do need to like go through this with like a security-minded review, essentially.
Okay.
I need to clean up a few things.
Okay, great.
Amazing, RJ. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, RJ. Just on the, okay, so I see on ongoing, the other one is, the other two are Wojtek mainly, so issue 508 and 29. with Voitech, so I'll have to check in.
Those are requests that somebody made.
They're what?
They're PRs that somebody else has made.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I see that Voitech has been commenting on those. So I'll check in with him on because it's in progress right now, so just to see what's going on. Okay, so then back to for this week, I put some of the issues in prioritized order into the backlog. I think one of them is, so just on the smart contracts then, RJ, do you think you need most of this week to work on the smart contract, would you say?
Yeah, that's definitely the thing, like pressing bugs that appear, I'll fix those. But
okay. I mean, we just have, I put them into the backlog, but there's 3 issues, 658. This is Voitech. Actions and milestones don't require authentication.
Which one?
It's possible. It's possible to take milestone actions even when the user is not signed in, which throws a UI error.
Oh, right. Yeah, I could probably. I mean, that should be easy to fix.
Okay. Then this was my error actually. That I kept getting for that milestone. I got some kind of Voitech waitlist issue 659. When I was even today, if I edit the milestone, it just crashes.
Okay.
I believe it's still the case. I don't know why. Well, I don't know that whitelist issue, what that means exactly. So I'm not on a particular list or something.
I don't know if it's necessarily you. There's something about the milestone that's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if. I mean, I wasn't going to edit it now, anyways. There's a typo in terms of the numbering sequence, but it doesn't matter. It's just, I guess, if it's more of a systematic thing. If it's just a one-off, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I tried to edit that as well, and I couldn't get it to work either.
I think it's your issue, but Griff, you created an issue regarding editing. Was it for this milestone?
It was.
Yeah, so I think yours was slightly different, and I fixed that yesterday.
Yeah, you fixed one on editing a milestone I created as well.
Yeah, Chris had the same issue, or it was caused by the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
I was thinking it was just his milestone was cursed.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, but Voitech said he was able to edit, or at least like pull up the page, like the edit page. You wouldn't be able to actually save the changes. But as soon as you pull up the page, Michael, you get an error. Is that correct?
So if I click on my milestones, everything works fine. If I click on the actual milestone, it works fine. And only if I click on the edit button, it just crashes.
Right, but it's not. It's not like when you're trying to save. It's just you can't even get to the edits view.
Can't even get to the edit. No. So I mean, I'm happy if it's just a one-off. I can just leave it for now, and then when it gets closed, just check again for any other milestones in the future. Maybe it's related something to my account somehow. I don't know, the way I log in with MetaMask, but I didn't have any problems with the previous milestones, so I don't know.
Yeah, I get the same error.
Oh, okay. Okay, so, but I don't know. We can, as it gets closed.
But it's not pressing. It sounds
it's
like.
Absolutely.
If I have time,
I'll pressing. Yeah, if you have time, it's really not a pressing issue. I don't think. And then the other one was issue 662. Milestone completion email says, "Oh yeah, this regardless of whether Ether or DAI is involved. So
Okay.
you
I think it's similar. Non-pressing, if I have time, I mean, both of those I think are relatively minor and quick fixes, so I'll probably get to them, but no promises.
okay.
Nice.
All right, great. So that's it for bugs. There was a few other things Griff had suggested, but I'm glad Chris is here because I wasn't sure what we should do about some of those things in terms of changing support to something else, or I don't even know if that milestone is finished in Lumio at this point, or the Lumio is finished. But that would be quite a bit of work, not technical, but just changing it in our documentation too, no?
Well, the milestone one is a lot of work if we want to change the word milestone, and the meeting sounded like we'll just wait for a total redesign before that,
right.
If we ever make there. And then support is like, it's just one, there's just one place where it says support. So that should be relatively easy. But we haven't gotten, I don't think we've come to consensus on the name, the change. Yeah.
Okay. So then, I mean, in terms of the other backlog issues, these are just the ongoing ones. Issue 478, I think we're, what was that? I think we're parking that one again, right? Donate by simply sending, oh yeah, this is a great feature, but obviously that's one of the last features we add to the system, but I think that could be maybe after the smart contracts are fixed.
Yeah.
That's probably the last major feature to add to the system in this iteration, would you say?
RJ, well, I guess, do you have any random ideas on that one at all, RJ?
No, I haven't thought about it too much. But yeah, I don't think it would be very difficult to do it.
It'll be really powerful for our ability to integrate with other dApps. That's for sure.
The main thing that needs to happen is like what happens if you do it for a campaign. What happens when the campaign's canceled and now there's funds in here? Like just kind of these edge case handling is the main work in regards to that. But,
I would say it gets donated to the Unicorn DAC.
Okay.
It's like that can just be our escape. That can be our escape hatch for everything, and then the Unicorn DAC can fix the problem.
Okay. And then the other issues, 522. We've talked about that for a long time. I think it's not pressing. This is the one where you need a way to save unfinished proposed milestones. And I know, RJ, you had suggested a few ideas around that.
Yeah, RJ's idea was, fuck you, just propose it and fix it later.
I like the big red delete button on that issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
4.7.
Maybe that issue should be moved to a Gitcoin bounty.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. After 5 weeks of talking about it, maybe it's time to retire it. 498 also is another one we've just been parking forever. Add recipient management to user profile and dispatch emails on the milestone state changes.
Yeah, I think this should be a Gitcoin bounty as well.
Okay. And 656. This is actually a feature request from Griff.
Yeah, I can take this one. The main thing, RJ, is I couldn't find that list of addresses and contracts that we made when we were trying to get Etherscan to verify it.
I ended up verifying a lot on Etherscan now.
Oh yeah?
Except for it kind of fucked things up because Etherscan verified it, but for the proxies they put the correct contract, so then it showed the correct methods. But now when I verified it, because like the API changed and I was able to actually verify them, but it just shows the proxies, and so it doesn't really Etherscan doesn't help handle proxies very well. So it actually was counterproductive, unfortunately. And then I looked at Block Scout before, and I remember I created a bug because like it didn't even show code on certain contract addresses that had code. I don't even know. I don't know if I fixed that or not.
Well, I know they've been working. They've been working really well lately. They've been pushing fixes and stuff. So at least I've seen a market improvement. But if it's working on Rinkeby, it's too bad about the proxy stuff. But if it's working on Etherscan, then this is less of an issue.
Yeah. I think everything's verified on Etherscan.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay.
So what do we want to do there? Do you want to just
well, I don't
mark
know.
that one for now?
Yeah, I mean, we might even close it. What do you think, RJ? Do you think is Block Scout worth like supporting at all, or?
Maybe. I mean, it's not that hard to do. Yeah, contracts deployed by factory are not detected, and it's still open. The issue that I created. So, like, all of our contracts are like liquid pledging are deployed by a factory, and they don't detect that there's any code at those addresses. So it's not even really possible to verify our contracts right now.
Can
you can verify the proxies, I think, but not the actual like base.
Can you put a link to that somewhere so I can punt it to them? Like, if I say fix this issue, I'm sure they will. They love me.
Okay. But it's a Giveth issue with Giveth. But anyways.
Oh, it's only for Rinkeby?
I think so. But doesn't Parody now support Cleash or whatever?
Yeah, it does.
Able to run Rinkeby, I think. But anyways, I'll copy this issue into the Giveth issue here.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so maybe we'll leave it then.
I mean, I don't know if we would need RJ doing this work. This would be like a bonus thing. When I put it up there, I was thinking Gitcoin all the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, so then in our backlog, I'm just trying to just looking at the new issues from the last few days. So are just Griffs, and everything else is just feedback or feature requests. So I don't think there's anything super pressing. We'll leave 478 backlog then. Donate. Oh yeah, this is the that meet. So maybe we'll keep that there for potentially next week or the week after.
645 is something that might be worth talking about.
Okay.
It's basically you just have a huge list of milestones. Is that the issue? Or you don't know which campaign they are?
Exactly. Like some of them are confusing. In fact, I actually delegated to the wrong milestone once because it was like communications work for this week, and I thought it was Kai's I thought it was Chris's, but it wasn't. And then I was like, oh shit, I just donated to Bloom. I gotta luckily I could take it back. It wasn't, it was a delegation, not like a campaign thing, so.
Right.
Or I was the donor. That's why I could take it back.
Okay.
So.
I mean, you could kick this to Gitcoin too. And I think it'd be pretty straightforward to do.
Cool.
Okay. Anything else in the new issues, Griff? No.
648, just a comment.
Yeah, it was mostly just like, oh, I'm going to be positive in one of these once in a while, you know? Instead of just complaining all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no appreciation thing in GitHub.
Yeah, they really need to work on that. Issues, non-issues. Yeah, or like it's the opposite of issues. Praise.
Let's see. Going way down. Delete all completed unfunded milestones.
That's Chris's. Is Chris here? No. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, that one's still open. So unfunded milestones are still there.
I don't know what those for. Oh, so it was designed on purpose originally.
It's a complex problem. RJ already looked into it, but I don't know if there's already a solution.
No, I think it's actually pretty easy to fix. It's just changing the query, I think. Pick it to get going.
Okay. Okay, this is good. Maybe because we have this extra time right now.
This is. I have one that's not necessarily like. It sounds like it would be good to kick to Gitcoin, but honestly, I think it might work better with since you're doing the smart contracts. But figuring out a way to integrate Gitcoin into Giveth. Specifically, they have their like their elite, you know, the what do you call it? Like their Gitcoin grants, and it would be really nice if there was some way to make it so that a Gitcoin bounty would show up on Giveth, or a Giveth bounty would show up on Gitcoin. And even more, like if we could connect their grants so that you could use their like continuously funding, you know, their Patreon model for like a campaign, you know, these kinds of things, and just like trying to figure out a solid integration path.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
Maybe the starting point wouldn't be like actually doing it. It would just be like figuring out like what the problems are and how reasonable it is.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is that we're on Rinkeby, but I'm sure there's some solution.
Well, it might just be that it's connected to the one above it, right? The donate by simply sending to an address.
Right.
And that there's some way that those two can like work together.
Yeah. I think that takes some research for sure to look into and figure out.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't trust Gitcoin to be able to do that research. You know, so obviously, you know, it's not something that has to be on your to-do list if you have a lot of other stuff to do, but it's definitely worth the hours, I think, to figure out what it would take to make this integration.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll keep it in mind as I finish up other things.
So, do you want to create a new issue for that, Griff, or just sort of append it to issue 478 then?
I don't know. What do you think, RJ? It probably needs a new issue, I guess.
It's number 450, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's there already?
Yeah, I threw it in backlog.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so now we can keep going back. Just looking back. 2 months ago, issue 578. No, this is Chris's. No confirmation message requests when approving milestones or marking them as complete. And RJ just said there's some weird quirks with MetaMask.
I think I maybe created an issue. MetaMask only sign.
Oh yeah, that was the one where you said I had to complain to MetaMask, right?
Yeah, the only thing we could do is, which would probably be good, is to like show a pop-up that says MetaMask should have showed a pop-up, or like sign the MetaMask transaction or something like that, to let the user know there's something to do. But we can't control MetaMask. I'll just create an issue.
So you want to create a new issue for that?
Yeah, because it's more it's more than just the one problem. It's like a change that like, what number is this? No confirmation message. Yeah,
578.
There's really nothing we can do for this.
Yeah.
But there is kind of like a UI fix that I mean, I guess I could just edit this one. Doesn't matter. I'll change the title. Make it more clear.
I moved another one over as well. Inform user they have token balances in the wallet due to a refund. I know RJ's working on something right now, so maybe he can finish it then. But the idea behind this is basically if you hit the refund button, you get some tokens in your Rinkeby wallet that you have to manually call to withdraw. So basically the refund functionality is not really complete in the DApp.
Right.
And I think it would just be like adding
That'd be a good one to fix.
Yeah, like adding to the refund button some extra things or something, right?
Yeah, it just needs a page to appear, essentially, or like a notification or something.
Oh, well, okay, so there's informing them, and then there's just doing it for them, right? Like, we can't expect the user
Yeah, but
to...
you can't, it's a completely separate, I mean, the user has to initiate an additional transaction.
So they really have, like...
manually, can't do it for them.
So that would it have to be like like kind of how we do approve?
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that we can't do it for them, but we definitely can't make them. It took me 2 months to actually grab that money. And not because it was hard, it was just because without a button click, it's so, you know.
Right.
Okay. Just also, Chris, on the review stuff, were you able to close those issues that are under review for your name while you're here? Just as a reminder, anyway.
You only sent me a message about one specific one, and I responded to you about that one. I don't know what else I had to check.
I thought there was 2 for some reason. I'll go back and check. And Griff, you had a lot.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I don't know if you need help with that.
I actually tried to do
maybe.
one, and I wasn't sure exactly how to go look at the develop branch. Is it just develop.giveth.io and like, do I just assume that that's going to be the next?
Yeah, but that's also not guaranteed to be stable. What issue is it? It's probably in master by now.
It's 564 was one. That
yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any of these issues should all be on beta by now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that standard that you just check on beta, and if it's there, then it's there, then it can be closed?
Yeah, I think that's basically the way we've been doing it. So.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right. Then,
well, really, I guess really quick, just on the integrating Gitcoin into Giveth milestones, should that be in the sprint backlog? Or is that just backlog?
Just backlog.
And same with the refund button?
Yeah.
Okay.
The backlog fills sprint backlog, unless something jumps in front of it. But
okay, cool.
Okay. Okay, so maybe just that's probably enough. But unless there's something, now we're down to 18 issues in the new issues section. So I don't know if anything else stands out in terms of something that's been, because now we're getting back into several months back, so it's an opportunity if there was some issue from past that we just go over because there were so many bugs in the last few months to fix that's past forgotten about it.
Well,
but
I definitely like. Oh, go ahead, RJ. You can go first.
I guess my suggestion would be there's a bunch of Gitcoin bounty things here, but I don't know if anybody's actually taking the steps to put them on Gitcoin and manage that. And so I would suggest trying to recruit some people.
Yeah.
To start working on the app.
Okay, so we'll leave them.
If you put them on, you're gonna put them on there, I guess, right, Michael? And if you do so, you can just share them in contributors and everywhere, and you can even tweet about them if they're not being picked up, of course.
Yes. Okay, so for the rest, we'll leave that. We'll leave the rest of the new issues. It's 18 issues, and I don't think there's anything super pressing in the new issues. And as the Gitcoin bounties go down, and I guess the idea is that we RJ focused on some of these more fundamental issues, some of these bigger issues like the smart contracts and this integration and the donation to an address. These sort of fundamental features that we like, and most of the smaller issues we're going to push to Gitcoin.
I have another question, which is a more fundamental one to me, and it's I've opened and reopened that a few times, and it's related to the fact of email. So for me, my Hotmail, I don't get any notifications, and it's not the end of the world, of course, that it's just not working for Hotmail. But my main question is how are we going to handle notifications in the future, and should we maybe create a roadmap for this or something? Because if you say we're working towards a finished product, people don't want to have their email address written in the blockchain, I think, personally, because then it's just public, and privacy-wise, this is really not the best solution. I don't have the best solution, but I just wanted to point it out again.
Well, it's not written in the blockchain, but it is written on IPFS. Yeah, how do you have it? You can't have the only way would be have a private centralized notification provider, essentially.
Yeah.
There's that you trust them to keep your email address private and only send you notifications. That's really the only solution for that. Or just have notifications if you want an email thing. But if you want them you have notifications in the DApp, I guess. But,
I'm completely fine with notifications in the DApp. I hate email anyways, but just having a notification in the DApp would work or somewhere as an alternative. I think it's something worth like looking into maybe, but that's maybe also something just like for Michael or a specific session to like think about some solutions on that. I don't know.
Notifications in the DApp sounds like a good issue though. I don't know if I mean, because some people don't. You know, you have to opt in to put in your profile, putting your email in. So some people don't, but they should still get notifications, right?
Yeah, and not only that, like right now you put your email address and it's not even clear that it's like publicly visible because it's also visible just by going on the app. I can see your email address, I can see everyone's email address, and that's not the best solution apart from notifications.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know, it's like on Craigslist, you know, you see people's emails address.
Yeah, email addresses are not private. I mean, I could probably find pretty much anybody's email address. But
yeah.
But is it more of a UX issue, like just warning people, you know, that your email address can, you know, could be displayed, you know, if you're going to share your email.
Yeah, there is a warning that says that, and
yeah, good.
It's opt-in. It's not required, so.
Yeah.
I guess I don't see it as a very pressing issue. I mean, if somebody was interested in working on that problem, cool, but
it's definitely.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's not a pressing issue. I do like the idea of internal notifications, though, like or like kind of like the Twitter notification box. You know, it's like just having the same list that's drowning my email actually in the DApp. Like I ignore it when I see it in the email, but if I could go through the DApp and see all that, it might be more useful.
Yeah, I think so.
Does anyone want to spearhead making that issue?
Yeah, okay. I'll do that, Chris.
Oh, cool.
After the call. Then the other thing was, do we want to take on this issue of this Lumio the past week in terms of having a rethink of the milestone taxonomy? Because I think, or do you have to create another Lumio?
Well, the feedback was that making a big change to our wording, like changing the word milestone to something that's more open, is something we want to do, but probably not something we should do until we do a whole major redesign.
Right. So that could be part of the X, for example.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of just something on us. Hey, well, if we do have time, Jay Veluso says that he made it so that DApps can work on the DAOs can work on the DApp. Did you hear about this at all, RJ?
Yeah, he messaged me and said he finally got it working.
Did he show you how? Because I couldn't find any code or anything on it.
I know he has like a little branch, but I didn't look at it. And last I looked, like it was just kind of like a proof of concept thing, but I can send his thing here, post his branch. But yeah, I don't know how it works or anything. So.
Well, I just reached out to him and he actually responded saying, but I don't know if he's around to. Oh, so he can join questions, but he can answer some questions by chat. How does it work?
I think it basically, when it goes to sign in, it exports it, or it offloads that to a contract. It makes a contract call and says, is this a valid signature or something like that. And the contract has to determine if it's valid or not.
Do you think that it's worth integrating, or Like,
yeah, if it works reasonably well, but I have no idea. I mean, if he wants to make a PR, I can look at it.
okay.
Do we need a new issue for that then? Just to
I think
keep it in
there's
the
already an
backlog
issue.
so we can.
Yeah,
There
it's
is?
yeah, it's the integrate signing with 712.
Yeah, something like that.
Let's see.
I don't see it for some reason.
It doesn't look to be on our list. I didn't think it was closed.
There may be. There's also the icebox.
Well, that's what I was hoping to get to. Is that
611. It's in Gitcoin bounties. Change the sign-in process to let DAOs use the DApp.
611. Aha, yeah.
Maybe I'll just pull that over here for now.
Cool.
Just so we kind of because it's this pretty important one.
Yeah, he was saying that he'd like to schedule something for Monday to like show us how to do it. He'll be in. I'll be in Denver. He'll be in East Coast time. I mean, sounds like most of us will actually be in the States, so we could probably do any time on Monday. If I don't know, RJ, if you'd be down to just have like a quick chat to like work out some things with him. He said he'd add the PR when he lands or on the flight right now.
Yeah. And free Monday. So.
You're free Monday? Okay, cool.
Yep.
I'll spearhead making some kind of coordination around a time. Do you? I assume you usually like to work in the morning.
Yeah, but whenever. I mean, any time before like 4.
Okay.
Pacific time is fine by me.
Okay. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. And then
So
I have one thing in the icebox that I just want to throw out there.
Yeah.
Unable to select unknown as a recipient. This is for like right now, if you want to make a bounty, you can do it.
So that's in the new contract changes.
That is? Okay.
Yeah, it's implemented right now. It just needs a little bit of testing.
Okay, so this can be closed, really.
Yeah, basically, you can like enter 0 as the address. Like, so you can make it say unknown. But then you have to fill that. You have to set the recipient. The manager of the milestone has to set the recipient before it can be paid out.
Perfect. Awesome. And what is that? 517?
I already moved it to closed.
But yeah, that's okay. I just want to make a note.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 517. Okay. So that if for some reason something doesn't happen, it's at least noted. Okay, cool.
I mean, we could put it in a review as well if you want.
No, I like closing it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, just curious about this icebox. I've been totally ignoring it, but is there anything else in there that we should consider pulling out now? It all looks like pretty small stuff.
I don't know what CSP is. Yeah, I think we'll need time to actually look at these again.
Okay.
Some of them are great.
Right.
Some of them are really great issues, for sure.
Because it'd be nice to clear that out too. I mean, maybe some of them I can if we get through the sort of new issues, we can start pulling those out as well. Okay, so it sounds like for this week anyway, RJ, you're covered with the smart contract updates, those small bugs, and then depending on how it goes, we can then start potentially tackling that issue around 478 and the related issue, and maybe the notification issue as well, and all the other minor things will just be continuing to put through to the bounties.
Yeah.
Does that sound good, guys?
Yeah,
Yep.
Michael, do you need help with the Gitcoin bounties at all?
I do, actually.
I would love to maybe later tonight just work on that with you. There's a bunch of meetings
Sure.
continuing, otherwise I'd do it right now. But
Yeah, I'd love to just do a couple with you, and then it's okay after that.
okay, awesome. And then the other thing is just an update on searching for a new dev. Michael made a nice starting point for a application, and then which maybe I'll make an issue of just reviewing it. I'm going to go through it and edit it, and I'm going to put it on AngelList, and I'm going to Tijuana to meet with Rafa. I don't know if you guys remember Rafa, who's doing like this Ahora Libre liquid lending in Mexico thing.
Yeah.
He said that we could get a dev for super cheap in Tijuana. In fact, he was willing to give us, like, in the short term, like one of his more senior devs for like 6 months to start working on it until we can actually hire someone who sits in his office. He's trying to start like some kind of like crypto office community, and he would be happy if he would happily help us find a dev if we paid him like $500 a month for him to work there. So it seems like a win-win. And I'm actually going to go there and meet with these guys after at Denver, so in like 2 weeks. And not even 2 weeks. And so I think we should have another dev actually be onboarded in the next week and a half, it sounds like, for part-time.
Cool. And RJ, too, the other call we're having in about 2 hours is actually in an hour is just with these guys at Onward Labs, who we're trying to secure some kind of funding there for some development work on the DApp too.
Right. Nice.
But you're, RJ, you were saying that you're still excited about Brave, it sounds like?
Yeah. I am.
Nice.
I think, yeah, we'll see, but probably tapering off on the DApp work. So.
Cool, man. Well, hopefully, yeah, thanks for staying as long as you have, and we will, like I said, I think I'll have this guy in about a week and a half who is already a senior level dev that'll be willing to put part-time on, and I think he'd be a good transition piece.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Sure.
Okay, good. So with that, I guess we can close out the meeting. RJ?
Yeah, good meeting. I'm excited to get some other people working in the mix.
Yeah, great meeting, guys. Always good to check in. Sorry I missed last week. I'll pass it to Chris.
Yeah, it's good to check in and to see that things are moving ahead. And then give it back to Michael.
Yeah, good meeting. Glad we're getting through these issues again every week. So, thanks everybody for showing up, and thanks RJ for continuing to support the DApp in these last few months. It's been really great. So thanks very much, everybody, and we'll be Some of us will be reconnecting in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
See you guys in a second.
See ya.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.